This is Anthony C. Roberson with R-Rated Customs, and I'm going to be interviewing him. He's a small moto vlogger.
So here we go.
Here we go. All right, first question's motorcycle related. I know you've owned a Honda, a Harley, a Yamaha. You've also done several bike reviews. So my question is, what do you think is going to be your next bike?
What do I think is going to be my next bike? So, yeah, I when I got back into motorcycling a few years back, I don't know, it might have been more than a few years back. I started off with a scooter, Honda Silverwing. From there, due to my hatred of having people say, "I love your new moped,"
Ugh.
I went out and got a Suzuki Hayabusa. And I thought, I'll teach them. I'll just ride around on a rocket ship.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't particularly love that experience after a while. Then bumped down to an Iron 883. Pretty much disliked that experience from the second that I rolled off the lot. Jumped to my current Yamaha V-Star 1300 Deluxe. And now here I am. I kind of enjoy the V-Star 1300 Deluxe. And so what got me into motorcycling, part of that, I guess, is really what my whole channel is trying to do. Is I'm trying to help myself figure out why is riding such a cathartic experience for me. It's such a meaningful experience to me. Even more meaningful when I have my wife on the back of the bike and I can actually share the experience. And a lot of my road to freedom, my story, is about that, figuring that out. Whereas my road to freedom bike talk is more just about what's going on with the bike world right now, or at least the section of it that I'm interested in. So I don't know. It's an answer without an answer.
Okay. Next question is, I've watched your channel. I know you're a good dancer. So how far is it to the moon if you moonwalked?
How far is it to the moon if I moonwalk? So this, so the reason that I got into my dance stuff was a part of my story, from Road to Freedom, my story, and just kind of exposing a little bit about my background. And part of the reason I did that was because I also promote my channel via my Instagram, for example, my Facebook. And on my Instagram, I don't necessarily post all motorcycle stuff. So I post myself dancing, and some of the people that are motorcyclists were like, "Dude, how does that happen?"
Yeah.
So, yeah. So now that's kind of included as a part of my bike personality. And you pose a tough question. I mean, how long would it take me? So when I thought about it originally, I decided, you know what? Why moonwalk to the moon when you could moon run, which would get you there faster? Moon run. So a good person to check out for that would be Mr. Animation. If you YouTube Mr. Animation and you put in moon run, you will literally see a human being take the moonwalk and do it as a run. He's like running full speed, facing the direction he wants to go,
Yeah.
but sliding backwards. It's a mind-blowing thing.
So I have to check that out. So there's a little bonus for our viewers out there. And by the way, there's going to be a link to Mr. G's channel down in the down in the description section. So be sure to check that out. You covered a little bit about why you got into riding motorcycles. You want to expand on that some more?
So, well, in my channel, the bottom line, I guess, is the freedom that it provides, right? You hear that from so many motorcyclists that moto vlog, is that it provides some kind of a freedom to you. And, especially if you're an East Coast person, I'm in the second most densely populated state, I think, outside of Rhode Island in the country. Like, there's no scenario where I don't see my neighbor.
Mhm.
There's no scenario where I go through a day without someone bumping shoulders with me, being that close. I'm also a teacher, so
Hmm.
multiply that by several hundred. That's how many people I am dealing with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you need some kind of an escape from all of that and all of the stuff you've got going on. And for me, motorcycles does that, you know. So for my wife, not so much. But for me, that's my escape. But the deeper part of it is something I'm still exploring because there's a it's more of a release and a joy than I imagined it would be when I decided to start riding again. Um, I like it to the point that I almost need it. Like when I'm not riding, I'm thinking about when will I be riding, which I'm sure is probably a common thing for people like yourself. So,
So my next question, I've watched the videos. You have a co-star in some of your videos.
yeah,
Real great co-star. So I
yeah.
gotta ask, does your dog get to drive the vet when it's time to go to the vet?
Does my dog get to drive the vet when it's time to go to the vet? So, um, if I can help it, my dog will never be anywhere near my vet, but I couldn't help it. And so I had already had one experience maybe 2 years ago where I put the pit bull in the vet, leather seats, the short-haired dog. Every turn I took, she was sliding all over the car. She's like this super, like, she thinks she's a lap dog. So, she's, when she got scared, she's trying to like get on my lap. Like the whole thing was a complete disaster. So a couple of days back, I don't know, 2 weeks back or whatever, I got in this jam where we're selling our house and we had to get out and let people come see the house. And I didn't have a dog sitter or anything like that, so I just put her in the car. So she's not typically in the car. When she's in the back seat of the car. She dislikes when you hide your facial features from her. I now have her in the front seat of a Corvette that I know her only memory of it is that it's bad. And I'm putting on a helmet because my camera's on the end of my helmet. And then I thought, you know what, this is going to be such a disaster. I might as well take my car through the car wash and just really intensify this whole nightmare. And then, to my amazement, the dog was perfectly well behaved.
Wow.
She's her own entity. So,
Yeah.
so I did 2 or 3 videos with her, and afterwards I had to make a decision, and she's still banned from having the keys and not allowed to take my car to the vet.
I don't know.
I mean,
I think in the future we're probably going to see an episode where it's time for her to go to the vet and she's going to end up driving. I just get that feeling.
I mean, I would love, I'm not kidding, I would love to put her like on the front of my bike where you'd see the back of her head and her ears flapping
Hmm.
behind the behind the fairing. But she's too big.
Yeah.
That's for like dogs that are big.
Yeah.
She thinks that she's that big,
Yeah.
but she's probably a good 50 pounds. So, but yeah, love the dog. I love my dog.
All right. This next question's back to motorcycles. If you could take any motorcycle trip, where would it be and what motorcycle would you take?
So, if I could take any motorcycle trip, where would I go and what motorcycle would I take? So, um, that's kind of a loaded question because there's so many amazing places to go. Um, but I would probably take my V-Star because I've been working the last couple of years since I bought it. I think I've had it for 3 years. I did buy it new. So I'm the sole owner, and I've been working towards turning it into a more long distance bike. My wife and I got married down by Tail of the Dragon. So our 5th anniversary, I would like to take the bike down to the Dragon, have my wife on the back, and do Tail of the Dragon. I am about one luxurious seat away from pulling that off.
Yeah.
My bars have been raised. I've put a throttle lock on. It has a stereo, picks up Wi-Fi, picks up Bluetooth, has a GPS, windscreen. I'm going to take the shifter off on the left-hand side so that there's no heel-toe shifter, so that I can have my heels kind of hang over the edge of the floorboards. I am a shorter rider. And I have a sissy bar on the back for her that's pretty high. So I'm probably like some passenger floorboards and a really comfy seat away from being able to pull that off, which sounds like, oh, we'll just go to Walmart and grab one. But as we know,
yeah, it ain't gonna work that way.
You're saving a couple bucks before I pull that off. So, I would take, I think I would take the V-Star. You know, the other thing about Yamaha, for anyone that hasn't owned one but is thinking about it, no matter what, that bike's going to start up. It's going to function properly. It's not going to overheat on you. It's not going to start spitting oil all over the place. You know, that's just Yamaha. That's what they do. And so if I take that trip with this bike, me not being a mechanic, it would be nice to know that I'm on top of a bike that would definitely outlast me. You know?
That sounds like quite the trip. All right. I'm going to open the floor up to you to tell the viewers why they need to check out your channel and subscribe. So feel free to say whatever you want to say within reason. Family friendly.
So I'm gonna, if it's cool, why should people check out my channel and subscribe? I'm gonna quick back up to the first question, because I kind of almost lost track of the question there, and I'm remembering what we discussed prior. So bikes I would ride in the future, and I didn't really answer. So I am currently looking at the F6B. I would look at 2017, 2016, 2015. I think right now that is an amazing purchase for riders, or at least riders like me that have the kind of ride in mind that I want for myself. I would look at the vintage looking and Road King looking Indian motorcycles. I've ridden them. Quite amazing ride, particularly for long distance cruising. If you want to go long distance and you want it to be on a cruiser, the Indians really have the seating triangle figured out. I don't know if that really applies to a guy that's 6'2", but for a guy that's 5'7" in his boots, it's just you're almost sit up in bed. And the seating is comfortable. A lot of room for your feet to go back and forth. And I would definitely check their bikes out if they were affordable. And then I am also looking at BMW stuff, the 1200 GS and 1200 RT. But I can't make a comment on how good or bad they are because I've never been on a BMW, which I hope will change in the future.
So, if there are any BMW dealers in your area, what is it, Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, so there's one.
Yeah.
But that's, you bring up a really good point. So is there a dealership that I can work with? Because if you need a repair and the dealer is an hour and a half away, that's a problem. The dealership that's close to me is about 45 minutes away, which is bordering on my limit. But it's also a newer I can't. So it's a dealer that's been around for a while, but it's kind of hopped from spot to spot, always closing down somewhere and reopening somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So that hurts your confidence in dealing, in buying a fairly expensive toy.
Yeah.
If I say my toy's not working, will someone pick up the other end of the line when I call, or have they moved? So I'm really, that's an iffy one, and you bring up a good point there. Can you get? There's no dealership. Would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like a person like yourself that can just start stripping down a bike and put it back together, maybe you would do that. A person like myself, like I'd be, in the middle of the highway just kind of throwing stuff all over the place and creating new combos of foul language that I didn't know I had in me. So, so my channel, my channel is Essential G. On my banner, you can find all my other links, Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. Here's why people should come check me out. As you pointed out before, I'm a little bit of a different animal. I'm an urban person. I am also not afraid to be personal with my moto vlogs. I've had a life that is quite bananas. And so there's some interesting things that have happened to me that are often directly connected to my need to be behind the wheel or be behind a set of handlebars. And that's a big part of what I'm explaining. But my ultimate goal for the channel, we have this dilemma now, I suppose, where YouTube decided to smash the little guy, and everyone's trying to get it. I got to get 1,000 subscribers. Like, I have the view time, but now I got to get 1,000 subscribers. My ultimate goal for the channel doesn't require the 1,000 subscribers, although of course I wouldn't mind being there. What I want for my channel is the end result to be that I have enough viewers that I can do a shout out. Hey, I'm doing this trip 2 months from now, and I would love you guys to come along. And my viewers know me, and if they're interested in that trip, they would come along. If I could get 999 subscribers and never get to 1,000, but once a year, twice a year, I could do a shout out and take a ride with 10 viewers and have an amazing bike experience with the guys that are as nerdy about motorcycles as I am, my channel is a success. So come see me, because I'm genuinely looking to connect and genuinely looking to share my story. And if you're a motorcycle nerd, we'll get along really well no matter where you're from, because I got it bad.
That's good. So there you go, guys and gals. Mr. G is somebody you should check out on YouTube. He's very active on it. He's very interactive with his audience. So feel free to go down to the description, click on the link, check out a few of his videos. He has quite a variety of stuff out there, so there's got to be something that's going to appeal to you.